Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday. It's that special night of the week where if you have a normal 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, Friday's that special night where you're free to do completely, almost entirely as you wish. Because you don't have work tomorrow. You don't have any obligations to wake up early tomorrow at all. So why not grab somebody you love, hold them close, snuggle next to them, and say, let's play some Elden Ring. Welcome back, Nozzle. So it's Friday once again. Yes, it's that time of week. And so we're going to be playing some Elden Ring. It's going to chill. We're going to chill tonight. We're not going to go real hard. Not too hard. We're going to go semi-soft here tonight. Yeah. It's been a long week. Even for me. Even though it's not my Friday. That's tomorrow. We'll see what happens, Energy's kind of low, maybe. Feeling it. Maybe I need some vitamins. Maybe I don't have my Red Bull. But I definitely have my coffee. And I'm sipping on that some bitch right now. Like this. So good. Let's see. Announcements, right? Announcements is doing pretty good. We have the Inquisition Live Radio or Inquisition Radio Live tomorrow on that channel, that podcast. Welcome back, Argyle. We also have a new, believe it or not, we have a new question of the week. And I know I wasn't here yesterday to let everybody know, but we have one. And it's completely and utterly a doozy. All right, let me tell you what it is. It's a very profound, with the utmost profoundness. It's from Rykard. And he asks you, the listener, future and present, excuse me, I don't know how to read yet either. What one thing about the Elden Ring series keeps you up at night? Yes, that is the question of the week. What is it that makes your mind not rest when you sleep? Welcome back, Meta. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you again, man. Let's see. Also, in the show notes, probably not now, but there will be a link to the Discord. Yes, I said it. Please, if you wish to continue the conversations that you have here in the chat or wish to conversate with people that are non-judgmental about Elden Ring Lord, please look in the replay of the chat or in the show description later, and there will be a link for the Discord there. And you can discuss Elden Ring to your little heart's desire. Or you can join me on the call-in show, because we have an open mic call-in show every week where you, the listener, gets to tell me about your headcanon, your interpretation of this beautiful game known as Elden Ring. Let's see. What else? Also, there's no notes here now yet in the show description, but I will put a list of content creators that are friends of the Inquisition and fellow Inquisitors as well in there. And you can talk to them and look at their videos, and some of them do other stuff besides Elden Ring, and see their interpretations, because they each have a great vision when it comes to Elden Ring. I am not the end all be all, but one day I might. No, I'm playing. But yeah, so let's get into it. Tonight we're gonna get into a low level character. That's right, a low level character. Let me turn on my controller, turn off my light, got my coffee, and let us begin this journey once more into the fray for Freya. Argyle says, "What keeps me up at night? Why is Matir redacted, stabbed to death below? Oh, why is why is Matir's groin stabbed to death below Ronnie's church?" That is an interesting take. That is Matir's an appendage of hers, but I've heard it said many times, which I think is quite interesting. There is a video of somebody who did animate it and connect it to Matir's model and had this whole thing. It was fascinating, in my opinion. Meta, I hope your day goes better. Whatever's going on, it shall pass, my friend. It shall pass. Let us see. Here's Zoltan. You know what? Let's play Old Man Christo. Right? Or shall we let's play Zoltan. He needs to level up. He's the lowest level. I appreciate that you think it's a good question. It was given to me by my lawnmower at work. I was mowing. It looked up at me and it said, "Hey, what keeps you up at night?" Oh, Argyle. I not only do I have character slots, but I also have like backstories and relationships for all of my characters. So Argyle, let me let you know on this one. Zoltan here. Let me get the camera good and ready. Will be a Golden Order fundamentalist, and he will be the brother of the Golden Inquisitor. Let me show you. Uh-oh, I think, is my internet running slow again? What is up with my internet? I'm gonna have to call my internet provider to see what's up, or maybe it's YouTube. Man, I don't know if you can hear me. All right, so it's back. The stream is back, right? Everybody can see it. I don't know what's going on. So this weekend, I'll have to figure it out over the weekend. I totally forgot to look at it. I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, back to the. Let's nerd out here just a little bit in Elden Ring lore of the Golden Inquisitor lore theory, not lore theory, background lore. All right. So we have the main character. Oh, can you believe it? The Golden Inquisitor, right? A former confessor of the Church of the Two Fingers. His brother Zoltan, right here. I gotta level him up. I want to get all the characters to level 200. Argyle, I appreciate your I guess, what is that? Your patience. I don't know what's going on with, maybe it's OBS. Honestly, I'll have to reinstall it. Okay, so there's Zoltan, his brother. And they're not friends right now because the Golden Inquisitor is against the faith of the religions and stuff. The Golden Order, Church of the Two Fingers, he hates them. All right, and then you got Vanessa. She's an aristocrat, a runaway. Then you have Albedo, and she is she's not a deserter, but she decided to leave the Sword Hands of Night, working for Emir, to join the Inquisition. Then you have Monica. Monica is an Albinoric that is enamored with Zoltan and wants to be a finger maiden, but she doesn't understand that the Golden Order and the Church of the Two Fingers, or the Golden Order, doesn't like Albinorics, right? So she has like this weird obsession with Zoltan. Then you have Veronica. She is a Dragon Communion adherent. She loves that. She's on her way to finding ultimate power. What do confessors do again? Meta asks. Confessors are assassins for the Church of the Two Fingers. So they hunt down people, and some mainly tarnished, but other people that are against the church, that the church decides they need to be done away with. So Veronica had a tragic thing happen in her past, and so she now wants to have as much power as she can so tragic things don't happen to her again. Veronica is also the estranged wife of Gregor. Gregor is just a country bumpkin, a guy who's learned to fight. His marriage fell apart, so he is, doing his thing when he discovers that he and his estranged wife had joined the Inquisition at 2 different times. Because the Inquisition, in my imagination, is so large, or is large, they have multiple small groups, right? That he may have joined in Altus and she joined in like Caelid or Limgrave, right? And then you have, let's see, Nozzle says, a church spy adept to covert operation, equally adept with a sword as they are with incantations. This is correct. That is also a church confessor. Argyle says, does Gregor know his ex-wife is twice his level? Not yet. So in my mind, I have a scenario in my mind where they met at like the base camp finally. And he's surprised to see that she's got the dragon eyes. So she's like completely not the person that he had fell in love with and had a family with. Because that is the tragic event that tore their relationship apart, right? So she's like a different person now, basically. But he still harbors feelings for her. But I've yet to decide if Veronica feels the same way. I think Veronica is probably crushing on the Golden Inquisitor. Meta says I got divorced at level 35. Damn, bro, that sucks. I got divorced at level 38. Yep. Argyle says, oh, Veronica is doing Dragon Communion. Okay, yeah, she's doing Dragon Communion. And she's like, because she doesn't want to feel vulnerable anymore. Whenever she'll fall in love or she finds that special someone again, she doesn't want to not be able to protect them or whatever. Because imagine that they were like normal NPCs living out in the farm, they're having a family, and then, Elden Ring happens and things go sideways and they don't know how to cope with the events that happened that ruined their family. It does stunt progression a bit, Meta says. It does. And then we have old man Christo. And Christo in my headcanon also he's a former Lindell Knight that retired and was living the quiet life, and then his wife ran off with a merchant because she was tired of living the quiet life. She wasn't ready to retire and stuff like that. She wanted like a exuberant life, and Crystal was like, man, now he's got nothing, so now he's kind of like an alcoholic. He's not mad about it. He understands. And so he joined the Inquisition because he doesn't have anything to do now. He doesn't want to just waste away drinking at the bar like he was. So when he met the Golden Inquisitor before the Golden Inquisitor became the Golden Inquisitor. So the Golden Inquisitor's real name is Zartan. Yes, Zartan from G.I. Joe. So Zartan and Zoltan, brothers. And yes, I made it on purpose so that it could be confusing, like Renala Relana, Moog and Moglad, that type of relationship as a play on that. So Christo is like the old grizzled, warrior. And they all have their own motivations and stuff like that. Things. So he thinks it's funny to see Vanessa, Veronica, and Albedo chase after my main character. But they all hate it. They're it's like a kind of like a harem thing going on too. All right, let's get on Zoltan. Zoltan. So that is the story of all my characters in a nutshell. Zoltan is the last of the characters that I'm, or not the last. Monica is. But when it came to Monica, I just converted another character to her. You got a novel's worth of backstory on this? I do. I've got a lot of fan fictions, hypothetical scenarios that I've written, trying to flesh out what the motivations and relationships are for the characters. Otherwise, I feel. Otherwise, it just feels like kind of boring. You know, sure, I could play the game. The game's fun and stuff like that, but I like the role play. Not role play, but I like a good story. I guess, I don't know. Role play. I like to have a reason why they do things. It makes it, in my opinion, a little bit more interesting. So, like, okay, so another thing that the brothers Zartan and Zoltan, another reason that they, in my headcanon, that they don't get along is because they had a childhood friend named Deborah who died. I haven't decided how she died yet, but she died in one of the silly wars of the Lands Between. And the thing is that they were both in love with her. It's kind of like a Gideon and Celivis thing about what's her name? I forget what that puppet that Celivis made out of the girl they both loved. I forget her name. Anyways, so she's dead. Deborah's dead, and so what had happened is that she had decided to start a relationship with Zoltan instead of Zartan, right? And so at her death, whatever, both men took their separate path. You know, they were like both destroyed. Zartan more than Zoltan because, or well, maybe Zoltan more. And they each took their different path in the religion, right? So Zartan became a confessor to like cope with his anger and all those things and his grief. He went the violent route, right? Becoming a confessor. And Zoltan, you know, still loved her. He loved her at the moment she died and stuff like that. And probably still does love her, right? And so he wants to believe that she's alive, that she's going to be reincarnated through the Erd tree and stuff like that. So that's why he's gone down the path of the Golden Order in hopes that he might see her again one day.
It hurts.
Nostril. Let's see.
Oh.
The only thing that sucks about starting a Golden Order fundamentalist is that you don't really know what they wear, what armor, what weapons they use, and you don't get their spells until like late in the game, like almost past the midpoint, I think. Because sure, you get the Golden Order hunter spells, but they're just hunter spells. You don't get the Discus of Light or anything, or Radigan's Ring, Triple Rings of Light, and at the Halleck Tree. So it's a long game. Whatchamacallit. build. Argyle says, I sunbroed this dungeon for days at least. It's still a fun fight. It is a fun fight. I do like this one. Reality check. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe if I turn this off, that will help. No, my internet is going to crap. All right, let's see. I'm going to have to call my internet service provider when I'm off work and see what the frick is going on. All right. Praise the sun, says Jackal. Welcome back, Jackal. Oh, wait. Why am I fighting with this right here? Oh, I'm stuck somewhere. Oh, yep. I blame the camera on that one. All right, so let's see. This part is very interesting, right? It shows us, you know, the difference between Bach and these other demi-humans. It makes me wonder if Bach and his mother and those like him were, you know, kind of like indentured servants or slaves, and so that's why they dress well, they know the language, the common tongue of the lands between, or is it whatever it is going throughout the land, the demi-humans themselves are devolving, they're losing their civilized mind. I've often wondered that. I gotta go back in here. I don't have any spells. Zartan. So that's another thing about the character, right? Since he's a Golden Order fundamentalist, does he use Church of the Two Finger spells? Or does he use strictly Golden Order spells? Would he use sorceries? Let me kill this one more. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my health. Argyle says, I think Bog's very closely related to Radagon. That's why he's more civilized. Do you think his father is Radigan? Let me ask you that. Because if his mother knew how to sew, right? She was apparently very intelligent too. Jacko says Kenneth Height is Bach's stepfather. Prove me wrong. Ooh. Jackal, that's an interesting take, sir. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that I don't think the gods would look kindly upon interbreeding with animals, or I think I'm so distracted now. Can't. Are they? They got to be animals. Do you consider them animals? Oh my god. Jack. Oh. God. Let's see. Nostril says, at least they share a hobby. Is that what makes you think he's related to Radigan? Argyle says, grandfather, I think. I don't, man, dude, I don't know. I don't know how, I honestly, I don't know what to say to that, bro. You got me confundled, or whatever the word is. Fuck. I would consider them animals. I mean, if you're a furry, I guess it's cool. I mean, it's fine if you're into that stuff. No shame, or not too much, I guess. But I don't know. All right, let's do him. All right, so sorry. Let's see. Hold on. I just it really got me fucked up. All right. Argyle says Misbegotten kind of gives it away in the name. Badly born, unlike the beast folk, which are their own race. You gotta go around you up some tears, son. Oh yeah, I haven't played this guy too much. Kenneth Height would totally bang a demi-human queen Xbox mom. Oh my god. All right, we got it. I don't know, man. I don't think anybody would really willingly, unless you're already a beast human or a demi-human. I would say no to demi-human love, if you know what I mean. You can love a demi-human, but don't love a demi-human. The will America has been served. The will America. You know what I mean? I mean, your Pharaohs, welcome back, man. You know what? I'm gonna write some fan fiction about Kenneth and Buck's mom and send it to you. God, that's pure nightmare fuel, bro. You have me so I can't even talk at the thought. What if demi-humans are the link, the missing link between the beastmen and the modern humanoids? Pretty. Confounded. Confounded. I think that's the word I want to use. That's the word I'm going to use. The first church of Dragon Communion. See, is there anything to pick up in here? Argyle says, modern humanoids are descended from trees in the lands between. Well, I mean, perhaps the Newmans are, right? If you're like your pharaohs, everybody's a mimic. Nobody's descended from anything except Nox. I believe that's how it goes. If the Nox created, oh, hold on, that's not a bad guy. If the Nox created the mimics, right? Then everybody is a Nox descendant in a sense. But that's if you believe that line of thinking. No, you get the dragon seal at the hold on. You get the dragon seal in here. Stranded graveyard catacombs or whatever it's called.
Oh. Wait, you got it back.
Wait, my sound up. Oh, I was supposed to be playing with music. We'll make them.
What made you go? My mum and that sewing kit was all I always wanted to be, just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I.
Maybe her
can't
mother.
just curl
Maybe
up
his
and
mom
die,
wasn't
can I?
a demi-human. Did anybody ever consider that?
Thank you. You're very kind. I always wanted to be a seamstress. Thank you. I always wanted to. Then I.
Maybe he's adopted. You know, maybe that's why he knows human language, is because he's adopted, kind of like Tarzan. You know how Tarzan could talk to gorillas and stuff because he was adopted by gorillas? So maybe it's the reverse of the Tarzan story, because maybe this lady found this demi-human child left out in the rain, and it's like crying in its little pit that it lives in or whatever, and she pulls it out and she's like, I'm gonna raise this. And you get Bach.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
Let's see. Argyle says, I haven't run Stranded Graveyard in for place. Oh, that place is hell. Your Pharaoh says, it's a possibility, but more evidence is needed to indicate that someone is a mimic. I don't know. I mean, everybody's a mimic. Everybody's a mimic if you believe that, right? Or maybe it's Mastrote that believes everybody's a mimic. Maybe. Bach's mother was the Glomite Queen, says Freeman. Hey Freeman, welcome back. I guess that could be a possibility as well. I mean,
Well,
with the Glowmine Queen having no like lore pretty much at all, except being mentioned in a couple item descriptions, she could absolutely be anything you put her name on. Some people even think that she's America. Some people think that she's the twin sister of America. I've even heard people say that she is actually the greater will. Yes, you heard me right. There's people out there that say that she is the greater will. Because when you put E and Q together in Latin, it makes a W sound. Well, I don't know about all that. I didn't look it up, but who knows? I don't know Latin. I don't know the phonetics. Reality check says everyone can be the Glowmine Glowmine Queen, like real. Yeah, for 4 people. Yeah. What? Okay, let me ask y'all this: what weapons would a Golden Order fundamentalist use? Eventually I'm going to replace this hammer with a mace, because I think they would be like battle clergymen or battle clerics, or just complete nerds. I don't know. And what gear would they use? That's another thing that I was struggling with. I wish we could have seen some, there was an NPC or somebody that was a Golden Order fundamentalist in its heyday. Let's talk to Yura.
You do well to steer clear of a gill like fledgling.
Your first says,
fierce.
I'd say things
As
that
it is
have to do with
majestic.
the union of
So,
factions,
Unless
like
you're
a
mad,
sword of night and flame,
or wish to
maybe.
be, but stay clear of. Don't.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Freeman says, like the D twins are fundamentalists. No, I believe they're hunters, right? And so the hunters are like something else, like a subgroup, right? They're kind of like the Knights Templars in Catholicism or whatever. Your first says things related to Radagon, Goldmass, and Mikla. I'm leaning that way. I'm leaning that way, Pharaohs. Meta says, who turned Bach into a bush? I think I had an answer for that one time, a long time ago. But I don't remember what the answer is now. Oh man, it was a good answer too. I think it was Radigan. I think that was my answer. Radigan turned him into a bush, or was it America? It was to keep him from being killed, I think, from what I from my head canon. Meta says the fact that he was a tree seems like a significant analogy, right? I think that he was an illusion tells us we should be able to deduce. We should be able to drop a deuce and find and kind of figure out who did it, who makes those type of spells, right? Freeman says, I believe that the D twins didn't seem too smart. No, yeah, they're not too smart. That's why the Golden Order hunter spells don't require too much intelligence, right? They're like very base level. I think it's 11 intelligence, 11 faith, I believe, or maybe it's 17. Meta says, I guess it's not important. I think the questline is there to illustrate how life and beings can be transitioned to higher and different forms in the lands between, no solid states. Oh, I never thought about that. I always thought that it was a box. Questline was a metaphor for Radigan's questline. Because if Radigan was a misbegotten or something else before America captured him and turned him into Radigan of the Golden Order, right? So she taught this wild creature how to be civilized. And so in his civilized newly way of life of being civilized, excuse me, she sent him on a war to go take over Liurnia, which should have been a simple task, but wasn't, right? And this is why Radigan failed twice at winning the war, despite having, the Erdtree forces that had taken over so much of the lands between before at his command, because he was still learning how to think like a man. And so when he became the consort of Renala, he learned more, and probably more than he should have. And in learning more, he learned about ambition.
And celebrated repudiator of the false.
I guess he's a Golden Order fundamentalist.
Grant me
Fundamentalist.
Well, that's very kind, but no. No, despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you a knight commander from... What are you
I kind of want
waiting
to kill
for?
him.
My fort. Oh, I threaten. The celebrations will be lavish indeed. Yes, I would... That depraved lot are obsessed with sacrificing Tarnished like you for the sake of grafting. Honestly, Godric's nothing more than a jumped-up country bumpkin. Lord? Oh, don't make me laugh. First, he hid himself amongst the womenfolk to flee the capital, then hid from Radahn in that castle. Then he insulted Melania, lost to her in battle, only to lick her boots rather than die like a man. Has he no shame, the big girl's blouse? And to think, he's the blood of Godfrey, last of the golden lineage. Though you almost wouldn't know it to look at him. Yeah, I almost feel sorry for the chap the more I think of it.
Last of the golden lineage. So when we kill Godfrey, the golden lineage is truly, or not Godfrey, Godric. The golden lineage is truly dead.
What are you, my fort?
Your pharaoh says, the fact that he doesn't know he's in the bush from... The fact that he doesn't know he's in the bush form is quite sus too. Right. Kind of like he used a mimic veil. Exactly. Perhaps Godric put him in that. If Godric used the veil to escape the capital, right? What if, well, here's a question. What happened to Bach's mother, right? Is she dead? So she must be dead. Is she? Could we find remnants of her life, maybe her body somewhere in Stormvale? Or maybe her body is in what's that fort that we're going to? Oh shit. Oh, it's Texas over here with the boars. Kenneth's Heights. Whatchamacallit? Meta says, what are our thoughts on old Kenneth here? No, he's a dickhead. I don't like him. Even though he does speak the truth, it's a harsh truth, a harsh reality, a hard pill to swallow. Nosso says, he shows us the lines between are like a medieval feudal system. Plus, has amazing voice lines. Right. True. All of that is true. Only to lick her boots.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you. Very well.
Let's see what she says.
In Marika's own words, my lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die. Well, perhaps that might serve you in lieu of a maiden's guidance. Shall I turn? Let my hand share them with me.
Yeah, I can't. Nope. Sorry, babe. I can't level up. Meta says, and he did confirm that there were womenfolk to hide amongst. Currently, I'm seeing none in this game, unless he was referring to the celebrants. Well, that's a tricky area to delve deep into, right? Because there are women. There's Millicent and her sisters, and Melania. Shit. But as for like common women, the Inquisitors in the Shadowlands are women. All the Inquisitors out there, they're women. Humanoid women, that's different. I don't know. Perhaps they just didn't put them in the game. It's just understood that they're out there somewhere. They're just not visible to the game, in game, right? And you're right. The Dumula celebrants definitely are women. Clash of War. Shit, which one's which? Oh shit. The women are out there, trust me. We're not all maidenless. Right? Eleonora is a woman. Anastasia, Tarnish Eater, is a woman. There's plenty. Rena. Ronnie. There's women out there. Hey, Miss Strote, welcome back. You guys saw that Ziff the Scholar video? No, I haven't seen it. Is it good, Miss Strote? Give me on a scale of 1 to 10. I won't tell him. I won't tell him your true feelings. Trust me. Nussel says, "Oh, Nussel's." Axe talisman, nice. How many can you pick up before he wakes up? Nope, just 2.
Welcome, dear Cast. Welcome, you Castleys. I'm hungry. I've been.
Mr. Earthy says,
so
I really
long.
like it. Melina was part of America's plan to
Please?
destroy the Golden Order from the inside. Melina was probably another person inside America, like Radagon and the Dragon Knight was. Interesting. If you can't find a pretty girl, you can put a Horaloo move. Hold on. Pharaoh says, if you can't find a pretty girl, you can pull a Horaloo move and just look for a cute guy. Look for a cute guy. Ha! Femboys for the win. Well, your Pharaohs, if that's how you flow, I mean. And California. Let's see. Meta says, and it's like this cycle of diminishment and reconsolidation of power. But you also have misbegotten and other killable NPCs there. Meta replies, until one entity gobbles up the last other entity and there's a one great again, huh? Boom, that's it. Those are the new civilization. The misbegotten guided by Radagon, the Albinorix. Wait, aren't the Albinorix like made by humans though? I should probably level up this weapon. Oh, good. Thank you, dogs. Reality check says. Oh no, your pharaoh says first. The lion has no time for doubts. The lion just goes forward. That's right. That's the way everyone should live. That's the way I live. Reality check says. I was thinking about the timeline problem and maybe adding a long age between Radigan's return and Lindell and Godwin's death as the Golden Order deathless period fixes it. Maybe. I mean, if you can, if that's the way you want to look at it, but I believe that the Radigan's mending rune, his Elden rune, shows us a hint of what really is happening or what was happening when he repaired the Elden ring. And Night Rain is also a major hint to that too, that the different dimensions and timelines or whatever have merged together because of the mending of the Elden ring. And so that's why we have so much contradictions and things that don't seem to line up, is because these pivotal events are from different timelines. Where is it? All right. Roll. Jesus. Oh, there's rats. Oh, anyways. Let's see. Meta says Shadow Melissa, rock bug guys, etc. Oh, about who took over what. Mastrote says the lands between are just an artificial heaven. Marika created to recycle the souls / runes from the dead. Then the Greater Wood took over, and thanks to Radagon, so Marika released death aging by killing Godfrey. Huh? Okay. Mastrote, I'm not sure. I think you have your events a little backwards there, but unless you're not done. Let's see. Oh, he says killing Godwin. Okay. Mastrote says, because Marika sealed the gods that Godfrey defeated and turned them into the great runes that she put in the new Elden ring. Interesting. Let me ask you this, Mastrote. If in your headcanon there, who created Marika then? Let's see. Reality check says it doesn't miss anything, and Radagon has 2 ages set, 1 and the fractured. He also continues, and Godfrey's age was Clomid Queen age, not non-removed Saint Trina sort of thing. Mastrote says, the being we see as Marika is the amalgamation of several beings that were put into the jar. Maybe the original Marika was actually Melina. Interesting. Okay. So why is Melina burnt and bodiless? Blah. Why is Melina burnt and bodiless? And after you answer that, why does she say that her mother is in the Earth Tree? Or something like that, right? All right, I think I freed Kenneth Heights Castle. Oh God. You know what? Let's go. Drop me. Nope. Your first says, you guys should consider joining the Discord. You should. And if you're not in the Discord, there's the link. Boom. Good job, your pharaohs. That's a real homie right there. All right, let's see. I didn't pick up the map. Oh, what a bummer. There's so much to do in the very beginning of the game. Limgrave is packed with things to do. Or I guess it's called, its real name is Limveld. Right? Do y'all agree that Limgrave's real name is Limveld? All right, let's see. Mastrote says, she is bodiless because of the jar ritual. Oh, she is bodiless because of the jar ritual? Question mark? I don't know. Maybe she really is another creature created by Marika to release the god power that she can't hold anymore. Like the Crucible / Omen Twins and the... Reality check says, Melina was used to burn the Great Tree or the Crucible so they can plant the Crucible seed. The gold tree in the middle of the Miranda flower at the Earth Tree, as the Earth Tree, like in the new Mikla content. Interesting. Well, in that new Mikla cut content, right? It's very interesting what we see there, and there's a lot that we can speculate on. That so definitively, what we know from that is what many people I had always suspected from the map, right? Because the little map icon shows the halleck tree growing out of another tree. So that confirms that theory to be true. It also reinforces item descriptions where it says Mikla watered the tree with his blood. But most of all, I think that's about all it really does. Everything else is pretty vague, in my opinion. It can be applied to anything. That's my opinion. Mr. Earthy says, and the fire godson and the other kids with a curse. Okay. At the smoldering church. Oh, I guess that if I get to the smoldering church, that's how I get to round table hold, I suppose. Mr. Earthy says, oh, and the golden ghost tree that covers the Earth tree is the way the greater will took over Marika's tree. Well, I think that tree isn't the real tree, but it's also the real tree. Not the real tree. I don't think it's the real tree. I think it's a representation around a husk. Because you can still see, well, your pharaoh's, I don't know, there's this person in the Discord named Anoon, really intelligent, charismatic person. She has the camera mod, and she took the camera mod up there, and there is like real tree up there, but I'm not certain that it's meant to, if it's meant to establish some type of shading to add depth to the image here, kind of like that. Because I think those are the real Ur trees, the real great trees. I think that thing right there is an illusion to trick everyone.
Did you? Oh, well done. I knew I now. Go ahead.
You know, kind of like, ooh, nice. You know, like hospital colors. Like when you go to a hospital, all hospitals are painted a certain color. They're like pastels. And those pastels colors are there to calm your nerves, your heart rate, or whatever. And I think that is essentially what is trying to be done with that tree there. To calm you, to let you know that things will be okay. You know, despite the wars and all those things, despite the zombies and the monsters and the aliens and all that stuff coming to pass, things will be okay. All right, let's go talk to Calais. Slope, welcome back. Welcome back, Slope. I see you, man. Slope says, Mikla cut content only shows me that Mikla is confirmed not really to have brainwashed Melania since he made it for her. It was cool to see that Mikla indeed planted it, as that was unknown. True, but heavily suspected, right? Technically. Cayman, welcome back. Welcome back, Cayman. Good to see you, man. Cayman says, howdy. How's it going? It's going pretty good, man. Just chilling. You know, slow night. Kind of fatigued from the week, so just chilling. Meta says, honestly, the transparency is probably just an efficient way to add atmospheric perspective, let the background color bleed through, and unfortunately, this also means stars, etc. I wouldn't go that far, Meta. I don't think it's a gameplay design choice, if that's what you're saying, because like even in the distance, you know, things are still, that is the only thing in the distance that becomes transparent, and that's not the furthest thing in the world that we can see, right? So like for instance, I don't have What the hell? This guy.
Wait, well,
Hold
you're
on.
back.
Like the divine towers in the back, you can see those. The spy shield.
The house, I suppose.
And they don't become
Next time,
transparent. So
don't fret.
I think it's
I
meant
just
to
haven't-
be, they'll tell us something.
Goodbye.
But I may have misread or misinterpreted what you were saying. I do apologize. And Meta, you should join the call-in show one day. Call in, please. Let us speak. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, let me. See the divine tower way back there? Not invisible. Oops. Let's see. Meta says, if the fucking chairs can be ghosts, so can the tree. I'm not... yes, I agree with you. 100%. I agree with that statement. Keenan says, I'm officially a coward. I saw a new in-bag cowboy. I saw a new cowboy hat sitting on a park bench right for the taking and left it be. Everybody should have a cowboy hat, especially if you live in Texas or in the Midwest as well. Great Plains area and Arizona. I don't know about no California and no, probably not California or Colorado. You don't deserve it. Joking. Colorado. You used to be Texas, so yes, you still deserve it. On a technicality, though. Let's see. What else? Slope says, if the Earth Tree absorbed and generates magic, but it's because lore says it absorbs magic from land and people. But obviously, the Earth Tree is supposed to be very suspicious. Slope, where in the lore does it say it absorbs magic? I may have missed that. I may know that, but I don't. In my head library, apparently that dendrite has died. I don't see the connection. I don't remember where it says that. Now, if it's an implication, that's different. Kamen says, he's replying to Meta. Meta says, you did the right thing. The owner will be back for it. Oh, talking about the hat. And Kamen says, true, but what if the owner wanted him to have it? I think he wanted you to have it. I think you spit on his generosity. Which is a rude thing to do. Kamen says, California's where the real cowboys work, on sound stages. You're right. You got me there. You got me there, Kamen. I'm sorry, bro. Slope says, Earth Tree burial, great tree roots. Is there an item description or something that says that? Or is that what you're seeing when you look at that?
Who goes there?
Because if that's what you're seeing,
Sent you, did he?
that's an interesting take on that.
Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blythe.
Blythe.
I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. He
Darrowell.
fled somewhere nearby,
Did he?
or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward. Darrowell, and in need of a fitting end to his tale.
Mastrothe, everybody misses you, man. We worry about your mental health. Womp womp. Oh. I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm sure that I can't read all the chat every time. I miss it sometimes. Sorry, bro. I'm only human. I'm only a lonely tarnish. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can beat him. Where does the mace? Where do I buy the mace? Oh, I think I buy the mace in Round Table Hold. All right, let's summon him.
Darrowell, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it ends for you.
Oh, shit. All right, there we go. Let's say, oh boy, where do we? Meta says, do we think the scatter tree roots are connected to the Erd tree roots? And if so, what are the implications? I never thought about it. But if the trees are as big as they are, I wouldn't. I don't know. If it is, Meta, if it is, right? If they are connected, that means that Godwin is in the shadow tree as well. Because Godwin's taking over the roots, right? So he's taking over the tree. Holy shit. You know what? Perhaps that's why they burned the Erd tree in the first place. Melina was forced to burn the Erd tree or whatever, sacrificed to burn the Erd tree because it was completely taken over by Godwin. And that was the first burning of the Erd tree. That's going to be my video. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Elden Ring solved.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yes. If you venture north to Raya Lucaria and come across a venerable blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon.
Okay. Let's see. Slope says, well, I mean, we could say the Erd tree doesn't absorb spirits because it never says it. But we'd be wrong in purposely ignoring implications the rest of the lore relies on. I.e. ancestral spirits and those who live in death rely on that lore. No, they don't. Well, in a sense, you know what? Let me take that back. They do rely on that lore, right? Because the Erd tree is supposed to recycle the spirits. So yes, you're right. I misspoke. But what about magic? I don't think, maybe magic doesn't get recycled. It doesn't absorb magic. But then again, interesting. I have to think on that one too. Or did she burn the scatter tree? I think it was their tree. Because it's Lindell that's already covered in ash. Cayman says, perhaps it's why they killed Godwin. Because the thing looks crispy. I'm still thinking about the Erd tree absorbing magic. Because I don't know. I have never... I hate that this parries.
If it isn't Neri.
Motherfucker. I put in the term magic as a replacement for spirits, etc., because magic exists in the world and predates everything. It might very well absorb magic. I don't think there's any proof that it does, and also there isn't any proof that it doesn't. So it's going to be one of those I cannot deny nor confirm type of thing. But I don't see why it wouldn't. If just thinking about it. But if that's true, I don't know. Slope says, in my opinion, it's magic, but it's called and fueled by spirits, i.e. the raw barrows. The Reduvia. Got a Reduvia every time. Magic could be called runes too. I get you, Slope. This is meta. Oh god.
If it isn't Nereus, the
Can't
bloody
hear him.
finger, the end is nigh. For you. And your cessblood.
I don't have the health for this. Alright, get him. Get him, get him, get him. What? Come on. There we go. Well, I did nothing. Mr. What? What are you talking about? What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I've been fighting magic. Oh, right here. Okay, Mr. Ote says, do you need special attention, Mr. Ote, man? Magic could be called runes too. I get you, Slope, he says. Yeah. Did I miss that? I thought I said that. Bro, I don't know what's going on with you today. Kevin says, do y'all think that Nigeria's tempted Eleonora away from the dragon hunting path? I don't know. I think somebody had stated that Eleonora was planning to kill Moog, and I thought that was a really great idea. because she has the tear or whatever. And I never put that together. You're skipping everything I put. What? I mean, I'm keeping up with what the most recent of the chat, bro. I'm doing my best. Chill. You're taking everything so personally. All right, let's see. Yeah. See, Meta loves you. Let's see. All I see is emotional spirits are actually providing fuel for it. Says Slope, but those are tuned into faith, into grace. Oh, turned into faith, into grace, in my opinion, by the Golden Order through the Earth Tree, and the blessing then flows to the basin where America corpse was hooked up to. Interesting. Slope says, basically, I see the Earth Tree was the Golden Order plot to, or Greater Will's plot to convert emotions from life into faith and power for it, grace. Mastrote says, not special, but you're just giving my very good points. Well, then you got to retype them out. If I miss them, bro, I'm not doing it on purpose, bro. So that's what I'm talking about. Magic could be called runes too. I got you. That's what he said. Got you, Slope. Let's see. Hey, level 17. Oh, shit. Killed by fucking poison. Oh, shit. Do I have anti-poison? Any? No. Fuck. All right. We'll reset and then go. Fuck. Let's see. Mastrote says, Melina was part of America's team to save heaven. She burned the old Earth Tree to stop Greater Will from taking over. That's why she's burned and bodiless, and that's why the Greater That's why the greater will put the golden illusion to pretend. Melina was part of America. Oh. Melina was part of America's team to save her heaven. She burned the old Erdtree to stop the greater will from taking over. That's why she was burned and bodiless, and that's why the greater will put the golden illusion on to pretend. Interesting. Ooh. You don't. So you think the great? Okay. I tend to think that America made the golden tree. Who's part of America's team? Well, who's all in America's team, by the way? Let's see. Kazi, welcome. Domalula dancers beat the red/gold energy of the crucible into golden runes palpable by the Erdtree. Beat the red/red gold energy of the crucible into golden runes palatable by the Erdtree. I don't understand. I don't see where you're getting that from. That they're making the runes from the crucible. Slope says, but yeah, the process of the greater will and the tree stuff I see as Miyazaki's justification for why things are supernatural and why Rani wishes to take the supernatural away from Earth. Interesting Slope. But things would be supernatural without the Erdtree as well, right? Because of dragons and the crucible and all these things. Yeah, Pharaoh says, why do you guys think Rani has Melina's face? I don't know about that. Do they? Maybe they were twin sisters or triplets. Maybe there were twins. So many twins in the game. Mestrote says, the greater will hides the burning of the old tree from everyone's memory. That's why only the painter. Only the painter remember. That's why only the painter remembers it. Remembers the old tree. But when you say painter, right? Do you mean the painters that of the paintings that we see in Round Table Hold, or are you talking about executor in Night Rain? Because he's painting the Erdtree. Kurai Kaze says the weapons found in Windmill Village are the ones that give runes. The dancers seem to be a throwback / tolerated in the New Golden Order. One or more of their items referenced being an old order that is tolerated. Interesting. I'd have to look at those. Slope says, I like that Mestrote, but I don't see the evidence for it, even though it would make sense. Let's see. Meta says, what are they hitting with those sticks? Are you talking about the? Oh, I guess you mean the dancers, right? They're like killing people. They're ripping the runes out of people or bleeding the gold out of people's bodies, right? They're basically doing what the Hornsent did, but the Hornsent are doing it to make something divine, and the dancers are trying to get the divine out of people. Kimmy says, your pharaohs, I could never decide if they actually have the same face. Ashoti says, the prophetic painters of the base game. Oh, okay. Mastrothi also says maybe the Rani puppet was supposed to look more like Melina to trick the Black Hand assassins to kill Godwin. Maybe the Rani puppet was supposed to look like Melina to trick the Black Hand the assassins to kill Godwin. Wait. But do you mean that they were after Melina too? Or they were? Oh wait, maybe the trick, maybe the Rani puppet was supposed to look like Melina to kill. I don't. Okay, maybe I'm not understanding what that statement is. Try again. That's an interesting thing. If you think they were after Melina or Rani as well at that same night, or what? Slope says, that's what I'm trying to figure out, Golden. How magical were things before the Air Tree and the Crucible? Because apparently dragons were granted intelligence, but we get ancient death spirit religion. I would say, oh, so you're trying to see if there's a relation like we see in Game of Thrones, how Game of Thrones doesn't have a lot of magic in it until the Return of the Dragon. So you're trying to see if it was a mundane world before the arrival of the Erd Tree or something like that. I would say no, it was completely magical as well, because we have the Pinion folk from Night Rain, which are a magical beast. We had the divine bird warriors who were using magic and all those spells, and before the rise of the Erd Tree, I would say. Yeah, definitely rise before the Erd Tree. We have the Crucible, we have dragons, we have let's see. There's just so much more out there. And most likely stuff that we don't even know about. The burning of the Erd Tree is a prophecy. I believe it. Slope says, Raw Barrow's spirits, ghost flames, godskins, magic, but they may have all been created by the fingers, except that Raw Barrow magic. Maybe, yeah. Mastrothi says, Slope memories are weird in the game. Maybe the Greater Will messes with everyone's memories. That's why the prophetic painters have those future visions that are actually the real past. You know, there's a scientific name for that, Mastrothi. It's not really, it's pseudoscience in real life. It's people who can see things or from the future or future events. Is that their mind is is that their brain is a quantum computer, and so what it's doing is that you're receiving memories from the future, or your future self or your present self is sending memories to your past, and so your past, which is the present, and when those memories get there, are seeing memories, are receiving visions of the future, which are the past of the future present, if that makes sense. So the present is present at all times, right? It's always the present, and you're sending memories of things from one present to another. It's very weird. You're gonna have to smoke on that one. Melina was the boss of the Black Hand assassins. No, that's you're mistaken there. It was Alto or whatever. Yeah, you actually fight her. Let's see. Cayman says, I thought for a long time that Melina and Rani were the same person, but there are too many overlapping things to feel confident in an answer that way. Well, especially since Mesmer remembers that he had a sister, right? Unless you think that Rani was his sister. Meta says, I think it's always been like 1,000% magic. Yeah, me too. Just in different forms. Exactly. Slope says, yes, I'm trying to figure out where the magical stuff is coming from, and if there's magic that isn't based only in significant sacrificing spirits for catalysts. Glintstone from outer space. We don't know where it gets its power from. Right? We know when it comes here it absorbs things, but where did its power first come from? The chicken or the egg? Kimi says, I think the crucible is magic, but I think the crucible was accessible before it was actually on Earth. Well, interesting enough. All right. Meta says, it's coming from the Great One, which was the magical energy that composed all existence. Meta just answered it. Yep, the one great. Sorry. I read it backwards. Mashroti says, Cayman, maybe the visions are not from the future. The painters have deja vu. Cayman says, Melina and Ronnie being the same person explains how Ronnie was able to order the black knives, and it makes her a mirror/twin to Rykard, who is head of the Inquisition, to her head of secret police. Interesting. Octo. There you go. Acto. Thank you, Kurai. Kazi-san. I don't know. Let's see. Slope says, basically, are masses of spirits that constitute entire stars and consider themselves outer gods and the embodiment of the essence of natural elements like cold, rot, truth, etc. and necessary. Maybe. Slope continues to have power over it. Mashroti said, Melina was the real boss of the Black Knife Assassins. Check out this. Is this a Scarlet villain? Yeah, I'll have to. But just because somebody makes a video on something doesn't make it canon, bro. I mean, it doesn't make it canon. Unfortunately, I wish it did. Because if it did, if there was going to be somebody that was going to make stuff that was going to be canon, it'd be Vati Vitya. Right? Because he's got those beautiful videos. Or it'd be Lord Turtle. Lord Turtle has the best lore. Slope says, Glintstone's residual life energy apparently still has tons of spirits inside. But you can have magic without that. But can you have magic without that? Without primordial or ancient vitality? Probably not. That's probably where magic comes from. It has always been, like Meta said, it come from the one great. It's always been there since the beginning. In the beginning was magic, and with magic was magic. And nothing came through magic that was not magic. And the darkness did not understand. Let's see. Cayman says, or Mashroti, or wait, Cayman. There's something fuckery going on with memory, just how the Nox ritual affects memory of people. Not in the ritual is weird. So I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, you gotta open the box.
Well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance. Cough up your coin. All of it.
Oh my god.
Wait, please. I surrender. White flag and all. finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. Well, what do you know? Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such. An innocent, water. A true man. I'm Patches, tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. They're paying for my... in exchange for my... well, but honestly, this looting racket is bloody... frankly. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal. Don't forget, I'll be ready to...
All right, let's see. Okay. All right, we got a few more minutes. Let's see if we can get to... let's get out of here. Wait, there's Yura. Let's talk to him.
Ah, we meet again. To have fought Nereus and lived. You must have seen your share of battle. I am Yura, tarnished, held in thrall by... You stay the path. Just remember, don't let your move. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet.
Okay. Pick this up. Go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here it is. Bum, bum, bum. The Murkwater Catacombs. Welcome back, Cranky Old Man, or welcome, Cranky Old Man. Everything looks amazing on surface level, but at the roots of things, the suppressed knowledge seeps back to the surface. He continues, Tree has the ability to rewrite the rules and memories because memories can be suppressed. The painter represents documentation that can't be changed. Interesting. Slope continues, yeah. Oh, I guess something Meta said. That maybe he's trying to lock down and interfere with plenty, but basically I'm trying to prove atheism in a world full of gods, so I need hardcore shit. Well, they're not gods, man, because all my characters are atheists, right? I'm an atheist when it comes to Elden Ring. They're all just aliens. Mastrote says maybe it's a person that has a residual memory that couldn't be erased totally. Meta says, so I guess it's possible to do magic-y stuff without magic. So it says, yeah, if it's still iffy, stuff like that wants to say, like, similar to the Crucible, etc. Cranky Old Man says, you missed the post at the beginning that mentions the Tree of Life concept. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yep, my bad. Well, it's somewhere. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's scroll up. He said, okay, this is what Cranky Old Man says. He says, Mastrote is referring to the core idea of the Tree of Life. Tree grasps knowledge and lived experiences. Unwanted knowledge gets suppressed to the roots. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's a I would say that's a personal interpretation and not something that's being implied or stated explicitly. But if that's your interpretation, that's your interpretation. Who am I to say? Kevin says they discovered gods while in despair, which doesn't necessarily mean that God existed before it was discovered. Well, if you're saying that, then let me hold on. They change gods based on how they feel about other gods. So well, with that, I mean, anything can become a god then, right? Any emotion. Because if you can just create a god based on how you feel, then you definitely, there would be, Slanesh would be in this world too then. Right. Yeah. He continues, the gods are simply an aspect of human thought. Slope says, my suspicion is the crucible energy in Raw is untainted by outer gods, and it can be harnessed and turned into any form of energy, not just grace, if absorbed by the Erdtree life cycle interference. Would the untainted energy or whatever, would it be that white magic that we see? Kim says, like a construct within the myths in the minds of all those who worship all gods except America, that is. Interesting. I don't know. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you. I'm about to shut down in about like 6 minutes, or 5 minutes now. So it's been a chill night. Slope says Slope says it would normalize crucible energy. So like Spira, it's golden because it contains enough ancient vitality from the Elden beast and Hornsent, but I suspect it was tainted by that into gold. It would be. I'm not sure. Could be. Slope continues, any previous forms of energy, like a white variant, I don't know, that's too speculative. Yeah, dude, my damage, I haven't leveled up this weapon at all. at all. I don't know how I'm gonna beat this guy. We'll figure it out, I guess. I don't think I have anything in that jar. Fuck. Alright, we're falling on hard times here. 2 minutes. We just have to be careful. Oh shit. Dagger. Ah. Let's see. Did my comment actually get blocked? I have no idea, man. That's so lame. You can't say schizophrenia. Schizophrenic. Why can't you just said it? Pickaxes are for poise damage. They don't need to be upgraded. Just use attacks with buttons aren't R1. Just use attacks with buttons that aren't R1. I don't know, man. I'm an R1 main. You know what I mean? That aren't R1. Skill is how. I don't have skill, bro. I use magic. And Howdy says it's a hot take, but I kind of actually like the catacomb bosses. I think they're cool, except for the what are those ulcerated tree spirits? My favorite thing is the barrel watchdogs. Yeah, they suck. Let's see. The guy is cool. He's a cool guy. Jump R2. Yeah, I don't have. Hold on. Do I have any? Let me switch that. Maybe I'll make a difference. Maybe I'll make a difference. All right, here we go. Yeah. My name is Maximus Cerilius. R1 looking really good right now. Oh. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, I need these. Run. I was so bad he couldn't catch me. Nice. Where my stupid dogs are getting killed by themselves over there. Oh, don't even try to do that. Fuck. There we go. You just gotta have faith. Welcome back, Freeman. Mastrote. Mastrote says, it sounds like possible, no. It sounds possible, no. Everybody happens to end of America. Everything happens at the end of America's era. And the greater will was trying to take over the shattering God when death is part of the pain. I don't know. I think the greater will is part of America. You know what I'm saying? America's era is laced with the greater will. What I was saying was that from the Howdy says, what I was saying was that from the looks of it, you're a schizoid theorist like Jack and Mimic and Scum Mage. Oh, probably. If I can be grouped up with those two goats, then yes, I will take I will take it as a compliment. I appreciate it. All right, unless you're talking to Mistrote, then yes, him too. The Mistrote says the old Erdtree and Radon stopping the stars. Maybe all of that was them trying to stop the greater will. Okay. Meta says, oh, that's to Mistrote. Yeah. Mistrote is very high almost every night. Almost every night. Every time we see him, almost. All right, everybody. Well, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to end it. Howdy says, do you know V-Limit, Crunchy, and Mad Luigi like in real life? I can't say. But no, I don't. I don't know who they are. Never heard of them. Probably like they've never heard of me, right? It's just like, it is what it is. It's a big internet world out there. Mastrote says, and the greater will returns and defeats America and gives Radagon the power of the Elden Beast. Oh, Howdy says no as YouTubers. Nope, never heard of them. Sorry. But like I said, it's a big internet world out there. Like, have y'all heard of Serious Moonlight, Boss Saucer, and then Kipu, not Godwin? You know, Banoon, Moxie. Great lore YouTubers. Lore theorists and YouTubers. Great ones out there. I'm telling you. Metafactual, have you heard of them? Amazing. I'll have to look at Mad Luigi. But as for now, I bid y'all adieu. Remember, tomorrow is the podcast on Inquisition Radio Live channel. I believe we have a special guest tomorrow as well. So, till then, everybody have a safe and wonderful Friday night. A Storm, I like him. He's good. And be safe out there.